Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Josh. I'm from Kane Productions, and today I'm going to be giving you three reasons of a very large batch of reasons on why the U.S. election has such gravity on the entire world. So the first reason is something that most people don't actually realize, and that is the fact that the U.S. has 662 foreign military bases. So basically, the U.S. has their hand in every single country in the world. So every single thing that happens on TV, CNN, MSNBC, all these TV stations that are based in the USA, because a lot of us don't actually realize it, but these are corporations. These are run by companies. A lot of them are offshoot companies or parent companies to brands of food or clothing or all kinds of stuff. So the waves that happen in politics that appear on TV in the United States, all these things that appear, they have gravity throughout the entire world because of the simple fact that the U.S.'s military has a presence and an influence. It does have an influence because there are so many American personnel stationed at all these bases too. These aren't small bases of 10, 20 people, 30, 40, 100, 200 people. These are thousands and thousands, sometimes even 100,000 troops in some places. It's crazy. But so every statement that's made by Donald Trump, by all these people, they have massive. You have people who revere these people, you have people who hate these people, and you have people in between. So yes, every statement that is read on TV, abroad and domestically, it influences people's opinions and people's what they want to do and what they do with life. Secondly, we have the major issue of climate change. So those of you who don't know, climate change is we have two possible answers to what our fate or what the fate is like right now. So A is that the black line, the deadline, the point of no return for climate change is already passed. We think that it may have already passed. So that's option A. So we're just going to roast in about 200 years. We're going to have about a quarter of the population displaced. Food supplies are going to run rampant. And for the first time in civilization's history, we're going to enter a period of unsettled climate, which will probably be the demise. If you look back into the glacial period and all these warming periods, you'll notice a very strange period 10,000 years ago of stability where the climate kind of steadied around and it stopped going so rampantly. And 10,000 years ago, ironically enough, what did we start doing? We started farming. Civilization was birthed about 10,000 years ago. So we can kind of say thank you to that climate stability, and here we are fucking it up. So the three candidates say A. Donald Trump, he does not give two shits about climate change. He will start building factories. He'll do whatever it takes to make money, build jobs, whatever it takes. On top of that, he does care about climate change when it is his foreign investments, but when he's the leader of a country, he's not going to care about that at all. He doesn't care about golf if he's a president because he owns a country, He has that on his shoulder, and I don't think he's going to care too much about his golf course at that point. Then you have Hillary Clinton, which provides more of the same Obama politics. That is feet kissing. That is, going sometimes for progressive policies, leaning corporatist, leaning lobbyist, occasionally doing publicly favored things to help with your rating. But unfortunately, what Obama's done is, yes, he's done so much more than George Bush, so much more than any Republican would have ever done. But unfortunately, he hasn't done enough. He's been too slow. He's been too lenient. He hasn't tackled the issues like he presented himself in 2008. So unfortunately, more the same, which is what Hillary Clinton provides, maybe even a little less than more the same, because she's a Republican labeled as a Democrat. Let's face it. It's just the Republicans are gone batshit crazy. So more the same, which is Hillary Clinton, is not going to work. And then you have Bernie Sanders, who is the guy who vigorously wants to attack climate change. He understands that these issues are very immediate. People don't realize that climate change is not an issue of 5 years now. It's not like 2000s where nobody really cared. It was bullshit This is happening. It's almost too late, and we now have an entire fucking world at stake of people, 7.3 billion people at stake to this direct issue caused by greed and caused by this abundance of wealth at the top, just bubbling and bubbling. It's gone above destroying the people and turning us all into slaves. It's gone bigger than that too. This big fat cloud of money is about to destroy the entire civilization of humans, and we are already started into the next mass extinction thanks to all this 300 years worth of carbon pollution. Don't get me wrong though, because we've been getting fucked over by government entities and all this shit for thousands of years. Let's face it, it's always been the rich who have governed. But fortunately for us, we have the internet. Fortunately for us, we have a chance. And this is the second reason why the U.S. has such a huge impact, because the U.S. is the either the second or the third largest polluter. The three largest polluters are China, U.S., and India. So right away, a massive chunk of pollution comes from the U.S. So if they cut back on their pollution, boom, that's a major win right away for everybody. On top of that, if you have a guy vigorously attacking climate change, you're going to have other countries follow. Hey, if one of the leading polluters cuts back and does stuff, maybe those other polluters are going to cut back and do stuff too. So as you can see, this could have a domino effect. We need somebody who realizes that this is an immediate problem, and which this leads us into my personal third reason to why this has such gravity. This election is so important. And don't get me wrong, guys, there is thousands of reasons on why this election alone is so important to the rest of the people of the world, because there are thousands. There really is. This is the most important election, I say, in the history of the planet. It really is. This is crazy important right now, and people don't realize it. It really is a crazy show, but it's a piece of history that is always going to be remembered. And that is the fact that the influence that the U.S.'s image alone has is unbelievable. The U.S. is, in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s, the U.S. was freedom. It was money. It was opportunity. It was chance. And it dissolved into today's corporatism, corruption, greed. Back in the day, Americans could travel abroad and anybody would help an American out because everyone wanted to go to America because America would make you prosper. Now that image is tarnished. Upwards from the 50s, the American image publicly was destroyed. It was destroyed privately before that. The U.S. was owned, in the beginning of the 1900s. It was kind of fucked over anyways. But publicly, the world realized it, and the image of the U.S., the corruption, everything built up, and the U.S. image was tarnished. If you change that image to a positive image, you could have countless countries looking at that guy on TV who's the leader of the free world, because that is what the U.S. is symbolic. It symbolizes. The U.S. symbolizes in our democracy, in our democratic Western civilized world. It is the symbol of freedom. It's what the terrorists recognize, and everybody recognizes as the main symbol of freedom. It's, U.S. So why don't we take this horribly corrupted system in the States? If you fix it, you could, ripple across the world. You could solve so many issues throughout the entire planet. This influence could ripple around the world. You could inspire so much change. You could inspire peaceful shifts in countries' legacies, and you could go from democracy. You could go into democracies, peacefully shift into it instead of going into Libya and fucking blowing shit up and expecting shit to fucking just gravitate the right way. No, it takes some inspiration. It takes hard work, and inspiration brings hard work with it. Hard work has to be inspired. And this election is truly the most important thing that is probably going to be on TV for the next 50 years. probably in our brains, besides going to Mars. That'll be fucking awesome. But for the next little while, at least, this is crazy, crazy important. So, guys, if you've learned anything new at all, go ahead, hit the like button. If you guys are looking for some gaming, entertainment, some indie stuff, anything at all, go ahead, hit the channel button and go surf around because there is lots of indie stuff on there. So, have a great day, and I hope you guys enjoyed.